Guys, Mike Patrick. In this video, I want to talk about restitude, guys. I want to talk about integrity. Now, I was inspired to do this video because today I had a situation that came about that gave me a splendid opportunity to express how we have to continue to rehabilitate ourselves and work on ourselves and be as upright as we can be, and how that when you're doing this, at times you may fall short, but you have to remain persistent and stay disciplined, so therefore the change can happen and can remain, and you can become, as opposed to just trying to exercise certain behaviors, you can become a certain type of person. Now, guys, what happened was I was at the library, okay? I was checking out some movies. I checked out about 10 movies. Now, the thing is, like the first 5 or 6 movies that I put in the scanner, they all scanned out, checked out fine. A little green check becomes evident right beside the title of the movie to let you know that it was properly and effectively checked out. Now, at about, maybe, I'm just saying, like maybe the 6th movie, somewhere in the middle of me checking the movies out, I had one movie that gave me a problem. And the problem was it would not scan. It wouldn't scan out. And so I flipped the movie around, put it back in the scanner. I tried maybe about 4 or 5 times. I gave it an honest, effort as far as trying to actually get the movie checked out, and a sincere effort. Okay, so it didn't check out, so I put that movie to the side, checked out the rest of the movies. Now, the thing about it is, once I got my movie scanned out, I picked all the movies up and was about to leave out. Okay, and the thing is, as soon as I was about to leave out, the alarm system went off. Okay, and that detects that all the movies were not scanned out properly. Okay, now this is the thing. So no big deal. I went to the desk and got it scanned out properly. But this is the thing, guys. For a split second, I knew that it wasn't the right thing to do to just not scan the movie out. Now, I picked up all the movies, but I was cognitive of the fact that one of those movies didn't scan out. Now, it's always about intentions. I was going to turn the movie back in. I mean, not obviously, but I was going to turn the movie back in. Like, I wasn't going to try to keep the library movie. But what happened was, I wasn't trying to waste time at first to call the librarian over to see what was going on with the particular movie. So to save time and just the type of mood that I was in, I didn't feel like doing all that. So I was just thinking in my head with my intention, like, when I bring the rest of the movies back that did scan out, I'll turn this movie back in. No big deal, right? And the thing about it is, that is a big deal when it comes to integrity and honesty. Okay, now, while I had the right intentions, or I had good intentions, it was no big, I didn't think it was any big deal. There's people who would have done something like that and then actually tried to keep the movie because the movie wouldn't have been accounted for as far as being checked out by the library, and then they could have actually kept that movie for themselves. Okay, so it's a reason that certain things are put into place so other things can't happen. Because, see, these people that worked at the library can't jump into my mind to know that I had no intent on trying to keep the movie. And at the same time, this is going to be a big one for most of us. In society, we're so impatient, okay, and we're so selfish in a lot of regards, and we're so catered to, and we always want easy convenience. So it's a lot of people who probably would have did the same thing. Okay, like, man, I don't feel like going through all that. I'll bring the movie back. And even if that is your intentions, which is good that you wouldn't try to keep the movie, but it's the fact of the matter of trying to cut corners and make things and do things the wrong way because it's more convenient for you. Okay, so The thing about it, guys, now I'm gonna get into how you when you know you are changing and good signs. Man, once I left out of that library, I felt really bad about the fact that of what I did know. Sincerely, I felt bad because I did know, while my intentions was never to actually keep the movie and try to steal the movie, I just felt bad that I didn't go through the process of doing things the right way, even if it would have took me a little more time. Okay? And because of the standard that I am trying to reach, because of the standard that I am trying to hold myself to, now that doesn't look good to, say, the librarians. It could have looked like I was trying to steal one movie, you know. Now I don't think that the librarian is quite familiar with me. I don't think they probably thought I tried to steal the movie. But at the same time, there, for example, it was another librarian there that was new, and that person doesn't necessarily know me, and they may have thought that I was actually trying to steal the movie. Now, another reason why it wasn't good, and this is a great teaching point, and it was a good thing that happened because it inspired a good teaching point, is in this multicultural, diverse world that we live in, and especially our country, people are stereotyped certain types of ways. Now, you definitely shouldn't care about what people think. There's a lot of ignorant people out here, and so they choose to remain ignorant, and so yes, they do stereotype certain people based off of common stereotypes. But at the same time, if you want to represent yourself a certain way, okay, and if you want to be portrayed a certain way, you don't want to go out your way to give people a reason to look at you in a negative manner, okay? Now, you shouldn't care what people think, so I'm not saying you're supposed to try to cater, try to do, try to carry yourself in a way to where you're always trying to prove to someone else or show someone else that you are of a certain standard or quality. I'm not talking that, because some people, if you go around trying to do that, or if that's your mentality, then you're going to always fall short. It's about getting right with yourself and how you feel about yourself, and that will reflect to other people. And then with that said, you don't want to disappoint yourself, and you don't want to go out your way to disappoint other people by doing the wrong things when you do get held to a certain standard, okay? It's almost like, look at it like the Most High is always looking down on you every step of the way, every move, and he's proud of you for making certain changes, for improving yourself. And then when you do slip up, it's a little disappointing, okay? So it inspired me to just touch on how we have to remain disciplined and diligent, okay? Because when you are brought up a certain type of way in a certain environment where certain things are deemed okay, or are deemed tolerable, all right, as you're working on yourself, it takes a long time. It's a lifelong process at refining yourself, okay, or to refine yourself. It's a lifelong process to develop yourself in a way that is positive and upstanding and moral and upright, okay, especially when you may come from a lot of, I don't want to say because that would make it, especially this world period is a fallen world where every time you turn around, you're seeing things done that's not righteous, that's not upright. So it's really easy to fall back into that, even if you are trying to separate yourself from those behaviors. And so with that said, it's being that it is second nature, you have to constantly remind yourself, because like when I was at that scanner, right, if I was thinking about it like how I'm consciously really thinking about it and giving it thought right now to be able to try to express it to you guys, I would have not done that. I would have been like, no, Mike, just either put the movie back or just take your time, go up there, take your time and get it checked out. But see, being that certain things are second nature, when you're rehabilitating yourself, it was still just for initial thought to just be like, okay, impulse, like, nah, I'll just take it, I'll bring it back, boom, boom. Like, quick 1 second thought, you know what I'm saying? Then I kept it moving. So the thing about it is, when your instincts sometimes are to do the wrong things, then that's when you have to make sure that you're always thinking and don't think too fast and giving things really good thought, until you get to a point where your impulse and your instinct is to do the right things, and only the right things will pop up in your head, if that makes sense. And so this is to also go, I'm gonna wrap this up. This is also to go into how, like I said, guys, I felt convicted. I felt convicted really bad, man. It lowered my frequency. It lowered my vibration. It really did. Okay, and I was on a really high vibratory rate today, and I still am. But what I'm saying is that kind of brought me down a little bit. I really did feel bad about that. And when that happens, guys, that is a good thing, because now you know that you're really changing. When you start to do certain things, and when you do the most petty, minute things, and you start to consider that a big deal, and you feel convicted for it, you are changing for the better. All right, because there was a point in time in my life where I would have done that and consciously thought about it, like, damn, if I don't scan this movie out, and if I can get out of here with the movie, it's my movie. Like, I would have actually consciously thought like that at a certain time. You know what I mean? So, and never felt anything about it. You know what I mean? Wouldn't have felt convicted about it. Wouldn't have felt conscious about it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have had any conscience for it, or about it. You know what I mean? So I think that's a good sign when that does start. When you do start to clean yourself up, guys, you'll start to become. And then what'll happen is, when you start feeling convicted, you'll try to avoid things that make you feel that way. So you'll always end up starting to do the right thing. Hopefully this was a helpful video, guys. Peace.